Is now recognized for 5 minutes.
So the story of FTX is a story as old as time. What FTX engaged in, it's fraud, plain and simple. Sam Bankman-Fried, he lied to investors. He violated his own terms of service. He knowingly and improperly loaned $10 billion in customer funds to from FTX to his own hedge fund. This is the stuff that would make Bernie Sanders cringe. Mr. Bankman-Fried is right where he belongs, arrested for fraud. And from where I sit, the number one priority right now is to make each and every investor financially whole. So thank you, Mr. Ray, for being here, for your efforts, and for lending your expertise today. So the bankruptcy filing, it notes several unacceptable practices, like the use of software to conceal the misuse of customer funds and Alameda's secret exemption from certain aspects of FTX.com's auto liquidation protocol. So can you expand on these practices and what more you've learned since the bankruptcy filing?
Yeah, the basic concept is that Alameda was able to borrow on an unlimited basis or transfer. I'm not sure I'd describe it. Borrowing is almost a technical term. So transfer of assets, borrowing of assets on an unlimited basis, which then it was allowed to take massive positions with other people's money. And because they had no auto liquidation feature, ultimately those losses could exceed the value of that account. So that's essentially what happened in a nutshell.
Thank you. So another question, if FTX.com were domiciled here in the U.S., do you think the outcome would have been the same?
The extent of the lack of controls and the way this business was operated, I don't think it would matter where this company was located.
So here's really what I'm getting at. So I've been a longtime supporter of both blockchain technology and the digital asset industry. I view them as uniquely American innovations that have the potential to help and revolutionize financial services. But what happened at FTX was fraud on a massive scale, not unlike other scams throughout our country's history. The head of FTX should be dealt with in the same way that other disgraced leaders of Enron, prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So what I want to protect is innovation, and we want to see it flourish right here on our shores under proper regulatory oversight. So it's clear now more than ever that regulatory ambiguity coupled with a practice of regulation by enforcement used by agencies like the SEC, it's led to companies moving offshore, where they're often out of reach of proper American oversight, which puts all investors at risk of another FTX-type scam. So what we need is for Congress to take the lead and establish clear rules for this industry. From the very beginning of my time in Congress, I've introduced and supported countless bills that would do just that. And it's my hope that we can finally work together to establish these rules to protect U.S. investors and the future of American innovation. Thank you. I yield back.